Adam is our guest today. Adam Ray, what's up?
Kamala Harris I was trying to do on stage the other day. Millions of Americans, cannot even afford to put food on the table. I mean,
that's pretty close.
I do like
that's
a crazy
pretty
laugh.
close.
My dad, no joke, took 80 milligrams of THC a few weeks ago because he thought it was CBD. And I was like, how are you? And he's like, I'm fine right now, but last night I got stuck trying to take my hoodie off for 4 hours. I thought I was gonna die.
No, I never even finished that story. It was Gandalf.
Yeah, we're good. So is there anything to eat? No. We'll be right back.
I'm just playing, I don't fight, I just pray. I only go the way of mistake.
That's lovely, George. I love it. A real gift to be around.
Yeah, that was awesome.
That's a very good question.
I love you guys.
You've given me something to think about.
Going for a lot of outlets.
Hey guys, welcome back. Today's episode is a big and funny one. We got Adam Ray. If you guys have not seen him, make sure you guys go check out his stand-up. It is incredibly funny. And before we get into today's episode, do not forget we are on tour. We're on tour, so get your tickets today at thegeorgejankoshow.com and check to see if we're coming to your city. All right, guys, enjoy today's episode. What's up, guys? Welcome back to the George Janko Show. Adam is our guest today. Adam Ray, what's up? How you doing, bro?
Wow, nothing out of Tommy, huh?
Nothing.
Not a fan.
Well, he didn't like that you brushed him off.
No, I was all about him when I walked in. I just saw this thing on Instagram that said the AI will soon be able to, I don't know what our thoughts on AI are, but it said that it soon will be able to tell us what dogs are thinking. And I am all for that, dude.
100%.
I would, we already talk to our dogs, right? Like they're people, so I would love to know if Pickles and Bagel, my Cavapoos, are just like constantly like fucking, quoting Tupac or like, constantly being like, fucking, you gave me less treats today than you did last night. You dirty Jew, like whatever it is they're thinking. I want to connect with them.
What was that last thing that the dog said?
Dirty Jew.
It's a very
there
racist
might be
dog.
an anti-Semitic dog. Yeah. Well, I used to have this joke because Pickles used to bark at the TV at a black person on TV. Anytime there's a black person on TV, Pickles would bark. And I would always say, like, I don't know why she does it. I didn't teach her to do that. Obviously, I shouldn't have to say that. That should be assumed information. But I always say that, and I feel a chunk of the audience being like, no, I bet you were like, there they are, Pickles, get them. and then I said, a friend of mine tried to put me at ease. He's like, dude, she doesn't even know they're black. And I'm like, she barks with a hard R, so I don't know. Stupid. But it's true. She would always bark, and it was so uncomfortable. And a buddy of mine was over, and she did it like 4 times in a row, and he picked up on it. He's like, always barking at the black people. And I was like, hey, you guys are aggressive. What do you want me to say? Like, I don't know. She's looking out for us. Yeah. But does Tommy do anything like that or no?
No, he's not racist, but he does.
No, we've trained him to be not that way.
It was first to be off leash, and then to make sure that he loves all colors and individuals.
Yeah.
But let's go back to dog speaking because, dude, that would change the world. First of all, that would truly make it a man's best friend.
Yeah.
Or worst enemy. Because imagine how much he would rat on you. And
yeah. Oh my God, dogs.
Houses would be divided. Houses would be divided.
They've seen, I know.
Do you know what your husband did today?
But who was that? Sean Connery? Oh, what was the voice you chose? See, but we do that too.
That's
we pick
Tommy's
voices
voice.
for our dog. Like Pickles is 5, and I would say she has lesbian aunt energy. Like I feel like if she was a person, or she could really like fend for herself, I'd walk in, she'd be in the bathtub. Like, when she'd get out, she'd wear a FUBU jumpsuit. She'd be smoking cigars, quoting, "You've got mail." She's got an implant scar, but she's never had surgery. You hug her too tight. She says fucked up shit in front of the kids. Like, hey, careful, my tampon's going to come popping out. We're having a good time, That's Pickles. Bagel is more, she's 1. She's like ADD and just feels like she's freebasing meth in the cage. She starts the day and she's moving 1,000,000 miles a minute. But I feel like if they could talk, that cats would be more of the ratting you out than dogs, don't you?
100%.
And I mean, you guys, you have a cat. You said my
his
cat.
name's Leonardo Decatrio.
Wow. Hold for a photo. Thank you so much. Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's moody. He's been really acting out lately.
Of course he's moody.
He
He's
has
a
an
fucking
Indian
cat.
accent.
Cats are on edge all the time, are they not?
Yeah.
Or no?
Always.
Everyone's like, they're pretty
Actually,
chill.
our cat's pretty cool.
Was Leo cool and then you gave him that name, or did he, did he earn the name? Like, was he a chill cat and you were like...
When I adopted him, his name was Leo. And like, when I had him, he was like, they couldn't even release him to me because he was so tiny. He had to stick to his mom.
That's cute.
And so when I got him, my name is Leo, and then the other add-ons was after I found out he was a cool cat.
Have you always been a cat guy?
Dude, I'm gonna be honest with you, bro.
You're a huge cat guy now. You aren't? No.
When I got him, I was really stoned, dude.
Yeah.
I was really stoned.
Nice. What an so you
It
got
was
a cat as an
Halloween.
impulse
I was
buy?
dressed as Freddie Mercury. I had a mustache. I had this like.
It was Halloween and you were high and you were like, I could go to 7-Eleven and get a Slurpee, or I could go to the shelter and adopt a pet.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is before we met.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In fact, I kept forgetting that I had a cat.
Yeah.
That I would wake up.
Yeah,
and then
that's some
things
good
would-
weed. Just to wake up and be, whoa, what are you doing here?
Yeah, exactly.
Hey,
dude.
man, how about you purr something and let me know that you're fucking right next to me, dog? Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a cat.
I almost gave him up too because I was like, dude, this is irresponsible.
Too
of me.
much, yeah.
Yeah, I can't. And then the day that there was a family coming to check on him to see if they wanted him. It's like 7 years ago. No, almost 8 years ago. I woke up that day, and this is not an exaggeration. He's sleeping like a human on the pillow, facing me, and he's just looking at me like this, like the day that I was supposed to like give him up. Wow, couldn't do it. I was like, that's my homie, bro. We just took a nap together.
That's really sweet, actually.
Yeah.
But you know what? He's such a cat guy. Like he's saying this like before.
Yeah.
We went to Greece. The only thing he did in Greece was chase all the cats. Okay, we spent a majority of our
Little
time
aggressive.
looking for the cats.
By the way,
Pussy hound. Yeah, so, wait, why?
have you ever been to Greece? It's cat's heaven.
Really?
Yeah, because
It's a cat's heaven?
It's cat's heaven because it's literally all these
Like
buildings.
they all go there to die. What do you mean? It's
They
cat's
all
heaven.
live there,
They all
bro.
live there.
It's like
and
their
they
paradise.
love, and it's a great place for a cat to live.
You just pick them up and just start
But
playing with them.
why did all the cats migrate there?
Because, dude, the Greeks, bro, they love them. They put water, they food out there.
So the townspeople are taking care of these strays.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
So you can just
Everywhere.
be a stray and fart and queef around, and everyone's just like, want
Yeah.
some
Oh, yeah.
food,
Yep.
want a hug,
Yep.
want some shelter,
Yep.
want to join my Twitch stream.
Yep,
Like,
everything. They sleep on the building. They'll come down when they want to be playing with, and like, it's a cool thing. But let's talk
Wow.
about you, because it's been 6 minutes, and I don't know what the
this
hell.
is called greasing the wheels, dude. This is a good podcast banner. This is warming you up for your tour, man.
Thank you for that, by the way.
Yeah.
But speaking of tour,
Yeah.
you've been crushing it
Been on
lately.
the road for a while, yeah.
Dude, how long have you been on the road so far?
Well, let's see. Since I started headlining, which was 2013, I don't think there's probably been breaks of time here and there for, friends' weddings or, go up to Seattle and just be with the fam for a bit but man, I'd say this past year was probably one of the crazy ones because once we decided to take the Dr. Phil show from the Comedy Store onto to the road, it was pretty much, we did like, I think 30 theaters but I've been doing stand-up in between this whole time. Been doing stand-up for, almost 20 years.
That's
And
how I met you, dude.
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
incredible at stand-up.
Oh, thanks,
incredible.
brother. And didn't want to just stop doing that. The Phil thing has been like a nice treat on the side. I mean, a lot of work, a lot of energy, a lot of fun, but if I didn't have stand-up still going, I wouldn't look forward to doing the Phil shows as much and vice versa. Knowing that doing 5 Phil shows over 6 days, which is, incredibly exhausting and fun though, no complaints. But then like having a couple stand-up weekends in that month to break it up was just necessary for me to feel like I'm not just if I was 3 years in and I found the Dr. Phil Live thing, you probably would have never seen me again because I would have been like, I found my thing. I'm going to live in this bald cap and make as much money as possible. But now that I'm so far into stand up, it's like, it's not even about like needing to stay in it. It's like, you get to a certain point where you're just like, I'm living, as they say, a life worth writing about. I'm now, my brain is, approaching life in a way to where like I am just writing all the time. So I want to be going on stage, and but I had to find that balance because, but it was so this year just trying to take advantage of the I guess bump and more exposure from all that stuff. It's been a lot, but
A time on stage to be you, to be
yeah, totally, yeah. I'm just looking at this Tony Robbins book called Money. What a fucking gangster, dude. That's all he needed to title it. Just like, it's just be called I'm Better Than You. That's a fucking wild guy. I remember during COVID, the gal who does all the Dr. Phil makeup, shout out to Jen Aspinall. She she was on Mad TV and SNL and Westworld and Winning Time and Pam and Tom. She won an Emmy for, I played Jay Leno for 3 episodes on the Pam and Tommy show that they did on Hulu.
Yeah.
That Seth Rogen, Sebastian Stan, and Lily James were in. And she did a Tony Robbins conference, and apparently he broke Zoom, and they had to, I think it only held like 50,000 people.
Yeah.
So the head of Zoom had to rewire some shit, Mission Impossible style, so that like 200,000 people could get on. And I was like, how much are these tickets? And she's like, a couple hundred. I was like,
oh, wow,
that guy just
on
sat
Zoom.
on the toilet and
yeah.
just told,
To be honest,
you gotta eat more vegetable. I don't know who that is, but like, he's that guy's a dude. Self-help people, I'm not totally skeptical of, but like, I do have a friend that just became a life coach, and she's like, if you ever find yourself in the market for, because I've seen your house and like, you could be more organized, and like, I'm like, totally, but you were in rehab 3 months ago, so this doesn't feel like the pitch to get me to join whatever it is that you offer.
Yeah. We've gotten to a place where back in the day, in the 90s, we just had people give us advice that they didn't take, and now people are selling programs, and we're like,
selling programs, dude.
That's crazy.
Programs,
but I will say
pamphlets.
this, dude. I've done 2 episodes with Tony Robbins, and he is...
Wait, he's been on your podcast?
Yeah.
That's why the book's there.
Yeah.
By the
and
way,
it's signed.
In no way,
man.
shape, or
You
form, I
just
want to let
blew
the
my
record.
friend.
No, I want to let the records state that in no way, shape, or form was I putting him down. He could not only beat the fuck out of me. I mean, the guy's like 6'9", 220. No, I'm fascinated by it. The documentary's been pretty incredible.
I was just gonna say every time I ever leave the room with him, I do feel,
of course.
Like, have you ever taken an IV and you feel like just super pumped and
He's
ready to
human
go?
IV, huh?
Yeah, he's human IV,
Should
bro.
be the next name of his book.
Human IV.
What is it? He ever told you that you were like? Is he just good at getting you to like he just asks questions that make you go? You're answering things that you just looking at life with a different set of goggles, or what's
He reflects really, really deeply, and he's really good at expressing himself.
Yeah.
So he likes to just transition his heart to that. He grew up very poor, and so when he took himself out of that life, he just wanted to go back and feed that Tony Robbins.
Wow.
The guy that helped him. There's a story where this guy literally had to fight his dad in the doorway to get his son to have turkey on Thanksgiving.
Whoa.
And so his books, I even asked him, I said, because I walked in his house is it
What's
made
his
Oprah
house
look
like?
poor, bro. Like, it was insane. It
Whoa.
was insane.
Does he have an elevator in his house?
He has a slide. This is not a
Slide
joke.
like the movie Blank Check?
Into his basement. Where it's like he had to do like crazy constructions to like get it done.
That's
Like,
the dream.
By the way,
Everybody wants a house that just feels like a Dave and Buster's.
it looks better than
At least I do. It looks better than David.
And I asked him, I said, so like, I was asking him about books and stuff because people wanted me to write a book, and I'm like,
Yeah.
bro, like, if I want to write a book, I'm gonna write it. I'm not gonna have somebody else write it and then say I wrote it.
Yeah.
It's
What would you
weird.
call it?
At the moment, it's just like, it would probably just be a reflection book, not like a self-help book. It would just be like, hey, this is what I thought of my life and my perspective.
Yeah, but what's the title? The same way girls think of their stripper names and guys think of their porn names. Like, what's your book title? How about this? What's your
From
book
my
title?
house to yours.
What else you got?
I don't even know what the book's about, dude.
Wait, how about this? What I always like to ask, what would be the name of your memoir? What would be the name of your cereal? And what's the last one? Cartoon character? No. I guess porn name. All right. So book from your name, from my house to yours?
I think
That'd be
so.
the name of your
I don't
book?
know.
Yeah.
I haven't even thought.
Because
I
you're-
only wrote one page out of the book, and that's it.
You've already written?
Just one page.
Cool.
What's
Just one
yours?
page.
What's your name?
Oh, all right. Katie Couric. What is, mine's probably called, I like the one word title that Robbins is going with. Man, I'd probably say, well, I used to have this joke about being quick fat and how I, was a fat kid and got teased a lot, and then I started making kids laugh, and I went from fat kid to funny kid, right? Because now they were looking at me as the funny kid, not the fat kid. So I definitely wanted to be shaped around that. So yeah, quick fat, I would say I was like just as fast as all the skinny kids, but I smell like Pop-Tarts and mac and cheese when I sweat. Wore my t-shirt when I swam, not because I was, embarrassed. I didn't want to make the girls jealous with what I was working with. My coach called me Krispy Kreme Abdul-Jabbar, like all these dumb fat jokes. But then also, so quick fat maybe, but then also maybe Penis and Tits Kid was like one of the nicknames that one of my
Why?
teachers called me.
Why?
Yeah.
She said why, and you said yeah.
Yeah. Oh, why?
Why?
Oh, because I was a fat kid.
But
But also, did
So
you
think
know-
about a fat kid
Yeah.
that the weight is not distributed probably the way you want it to be, right? So you're
Oh,
already a big
I
kid.
understand. I
Yeah.
understand.
So
I wish I
Sorry
wouldn't have
about
said that. I wish.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
You
So
really
penis
made him
and
relive it.
So I
I'm
had
sorry.
I had both basically,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Which is depending on where you were raised and who your friends are is, can be to your advantage,
But this made you funny. You're saying.
Yeah, just
Hyping your like this is how I was when I was a kid. I couldn't read, couldn't write, couldn't do math. I had to do something. I had to be the funny kid.
damn, couldn't do all three?
None.
The
They put me in
trifecta of
special
stupid.
ed
You were in
classes.
special ed?
Yeah.
But you could talk. More or
Not
less.
as well as they wanted me to talk.
Wow.
Yeah, and honestly, I talked too much. That was the special part that I had. I just had a whole lot of nothing to talk about.
What words really stumped you? Because now reading is easier? No. Oh boy.
I still
Please.
suffer with dyslexia, but
No way.
Yeah.
So you see a billboard or a sign and you're just trying to sound it out, or you just go, not even worth it.
sometimes I just memorize what they look
Isn't
like.
that crazy?
Remember.
That's wild, dude. It's just like you see it and you're like, I can't. It could be.
I got kicked off the register. I'd give the wrong change back.
Oh shit, dude. Wait, so like the word conundrum. If you saw that on a
Oh,
billboard,
that's too many syllables.
too
What
many
are we doing?
syllables. Yeah.
Conundrum. You're at 3, buddy. You're at
Yikes.
3.
No, I know. I'm just
Are
trying
you
to,
crazy,
just trying to
dude?
figure out
Now
where
you're
you're
just
at.
rubbing it in my face,
Yeah.
dude.
No. That's we all got. I mean, yeah. I don't know. Are you colorblind?
No, man.
Okay.
I don't just collect all the problems.
Somebody asked me that recently. They were like, "Would you rather be blind or deaf?" And it was just a comic, just bullshitting before the show, and I was like, "You sound like my ex." I dated a girl once, and she would always do those like "Would you rather's."
Yeah.
And at one point, we were laying in bed, and she was like, "Okay, can I ask you something?" And I was just like, "Oh my god, this isn't gonna be a." We're about to go to bed. There's going to be like a 50-minute conversation. She's like, would you rather drown to death or be burned alive? And I was like, what are you plotting? Why is that? I thought we were going to watch Narcos and then fade into dreamland, but now I have to defend myself. And I was like, I don't know, probably burn because drowning feels awful, but I don't know.
I think both are
Maybe
awful.
burn. I know. Why? Like,
Yeah.
same thing when people were like, are you a boob guy or a butt guy? I'm like, are you gonna set me up with a Habsy mannequin? Like, why do I gotta pick? Like, I'm gonna.
Which one did you choose, by the way, just for me, just to know?
Oof. I think when it comes down to it, young Adam probably boobs, but butt now.
I was
think.
talking about the fire.
Oh, okay. How about this? A butt on fire, but drowning boobs. We'll be right back.
Okay, so dude, you're doing stand up. You find this realm of because when I was watching you do stand up, because remember we got to hang out and do Impulsive, but even before
Oh
Impulsive,
yeah. That's where we first met, right? Yeah.
I met you at the Laugh Factory.
Yes,
and
from Joe Coy, I think.
Yes, sir. And you were just crushing it, and you were able to do all these impersonations and impressions. The first time I ever watched it is when you would do it with the crowd. So if somebody said something and he was like from a southern dude, you would just be back in his hometown. And
Right.
So I'm watching you just morph into these characters. When did you find that, oh, whoa, this really took off? Like the Dr. Phil, the Joe Biden, the all these things. Where did you just find it and you were like, oh, this is really working right now. Let me work with this. Like, did you know you want to do impressions or was
Yeah,
it?
I don't even consider myself really an impressionist, but when I was younger, I would impersonate friends, teachers. I feel like I always had a pretty good ear to be able to like mimic, and that's kind of what I feel like it is. And then, and then morphing, and then like guys like Jim Carrey, and Living Color, SNL people that really, even Will Ferrell's George Bush, he really got his face lined up to give his take on it, but the voice wasn't perfect. So I was always like, just because the voice might not be dialed in. You can still find other ways to emulate the persona or whatever. But I just always liked, obviously, going to theater school and doing plays growing up. I quit football my sophomore year of high school to play Danny Zuko in Grease. And then that's when I got the acting bug and then wrote my college essay on that. And just always liked to perform and be on stage. And doing act outs in my stand-up was always something I enjoyed because it's what I would do off stage. If I'm telling a story, I would take on who because I always was of the mind of like, always should paint the picture of the world and the people in the story as much as possible. And it came somewhat naturally for me to just go into who the person, I just kind of would see or hear who it was and do it. And just a kind of a product of that was making people laugh, and then, kind of clocking that and being like, oh, cool. That's, it's cool to make people laugh, and it's not that tough for me to just access that and do that, and not really think twice about it. Just kind of do it, which I think is, good for comedy, right? It's just kind of be fearless and think and go and not get in your own way. And, but any sort of impressions doing like Joe Biden on Kill Tony or whatever, or even the Phil, and I've always liked to do original characters, but with that stuff, it was like, I'd kind of, I try it out when Tony asked me to do it. I did it maybe a couple times in my act, but it was just kind of a thing of like, oh, I'll figure it out, and I know I can get the voice enough, but then it was just watching a bunch of tape on him and seeing what sticks out and what are some things that I can like grab onto and just kind of play with for, if I did an impression of Biden in my act, it'd be a pretty quick, 20 to 30 second, bit. I was doing this bit about him, Fox News freaking out about him eating ice cream and being like, Joe Biden's out there eating ice cream, the whole country's on fire. Everybody's gay. Kids are going to school with a tiny little beautiful 7-year-old. Your son right now, Timmy's got a beautiful 7-year-old getting on that bus going to school. And when he gets back on the bus, they're doing a bunch of surgery. He's going back into your house on his birthday with a Filipino. Is that the America we want to live in? And Joe Biden's having chocolate chip mint ice cream out there. And so they were freaking out. And then I was like, then I watched the video and I was like, that was kind of a wild hill to die on Fox News. And I see the video of Biden and he's like, right. And then eating the ice cream. And then, and he's blowing on the ice cream cone. He's like, I'm like, he doesn't even know how ice cream works. He's like, it's too hot. Ice cream's too hot. Come on. And so then I was like, I'll kind of, do the kind of the half smirk a lot and kind of licking his lips and the squinting eyes and then, kind of the frozen eyes and then just, a lot of that stuff like that. And then the voice, I'll get it as close as I can. And then it's just commitment, dude. So much of this stuff is just trusting yourself and staying in the pocket and not bailing, dude. I mean, even if you're doing a new bit, like giving yourself a chance to win. And the best way to do that is to just not pull the ripcord, But it's, again, it's not, when I see things, like even a buddy of mine was helping cast a new Star Search and they were looking for impressionists and he was like, you want to come on to it? I was like, no, because I'm not an impressionist. I like doing it, but people
it's
like.
It's a tool in your box.
Yeah, totally. But it's, and doing voices and accents.
Does it bother you? Do you not like doing it?
No, not at all. I mean, but I have friends, there's a guy named Jonathan Kite, who is one of the, and Piot Michael, look them up. They are two of the best impressionists on the planet and well known in their own regards. Piot does tons of VO work and stuff on Stern all the time. And Jonathan Kite was on the show Two Broke Girls for a while. And he's now doing all great. These Anthony Bourdain videos. They are true, like, not only do they nail the voice, but they can improvise in the character for days, dude. And that's just wild. And I've got a few of those. And Phil, locking in with the Dr. Phil thing and being able to play around for 2.5+ hours for these live shows. Yeah, like I feel dialed in to be, my version of Phil and then also hold up the voice and all that stuff. But it's like people that can just go into McConaughey or John does Seth Rogen and then obviously Walken, but then like the Anthony Bourdain and then Piot does like George Lucas and Steve Martin, like ones that are just like, wow, that's like, I don't even know where everyone has a certain, I think, level of, limitations with their voice too. Like because my voice sits a little deeper, like I can't maybe do I don't know, like, doing like an Eddie Vedder maybe down here or Johnny Depp, I can do, George, like, yeah, that's, I could do something like that, but like not, I don't think I could do like like a Mickey Mouse, like that's super high. Kamala Harris I was trying to do on stage the other day, which even was like, millions of Americans, cannot even afford to put food on the table. I mean,
that's pretty close.
Do like
that's
a crazy laugh. Yeah.
I worked at a McDonald's when I was 57 years old. I'm an American, baby.
That's pretty. That's
One
good.
laugh will edit this out, but
I laughed. You laughed.
Dude, that's good. But wait, so Dr. Phil, was there someone growing up in your house that watched a lot of Dr. Phil?
No. I think everybody just knows of him innately. Like everyone's got somewhat of an idea of who and what he does. And I think during COVID, we saw a few reruns and, high, drunk, we just, drinking, smoking. If you didn't develop a drug problem during the pandemic, by the way, missed opportunity. I mean, that was the time. Dude, we wake up, we weren't drinking at like 10 a.m., but 11:30 rolled around and it was like, Bud Light line time. And we had Bud Light limes. And so, then Phil reruns would come on and it was like, whoa, this guy's so funny and he's not even trying. Like he's
so funny.
He has a decent sense of humor. He came on the show. We did the Netflix special and he was a good sport. And, the whole show is improvised. So I told him during the Netflix special what the intro, I didn't want to waste his reveal, but everything else was just off the cuff and he really rolled with it. But just seeing the way he like chopped people down was so funny, even if it was indirect, and he was trying to find solutions to people's problems, but then before they could really ever describe where they were coming from, he would cut to a commercial, and that's what kind of stood out. So that's what caught my attention, where he'd be like, Christine, you are 949 pounds, okay, and only 5'2". You're too big to be in an elevator or a bathtub. Even as I'm talking to you, you're licking your lips. Quit thinking of treats, okay? Pancakes ain't gonna grow feet and run away. What you need to do is stop dipping Pop-Tarts into Cool Whip, wrapping burritos around the bottom, and drizzling fishy crackers on top, you fat bitch. We'll be right back. And just cut it. And then she's like, well, actually, it's been a rough year. He's like, no, eat your words. You're probably hungry. We'll be right back. And it was just like way that he would just like chop down and cut away like we were dying. And then I was like, but I've probably seen 6 minutes of an actual episode. Because like, also you want to have your own take on it and not be too influenced by what he did. But that like he's likable and he's abrasive, and that's kind of what I ran with. Is like that's why people I think enjoy him, is that he's been around for a while to where everyone has an idea. You say Dr. Phil, whether he's been parodied or he's just at Oprah, he's under the Oprah umbrella. So it's like, and I think popped off at a time too when we just had less options, less channels, less scrolling. Which, by the way, my new like TikTok rabbit hole is kids telling their stepdads that they're like changing their last name to their stepdad's last name.
What?
Dude, if you want a fucking good cry at 2 in the afternoon by yourself.
Oh, man.
Dude, this one kid. Also, the dads, surprising the kids at their high school graduation. Dads in Pakistan, Afghanistan, fucking Eminem Stan. He's gone and he's coming back. Kid doesn't think dad's showing up, right? But dad shows up, I know dad's showing up. Dad's showing up. Dad knows he's showing up. Dad's there. He knows the video's titled Dad Shows Up, right? Yeah. And
that's all you need to see.
That's all you need to see, dude. And I'm a sucker for a good title too. Like that's what gets me in, dude. Angry MILF climbs through McDonald's drive-thru to get McNuggets.
Done.
Boom. Trump rubs booger on handicap kid in wheelchair. Cancel my weekend. But so this dad comes in. The kid grabs his diploma and kind of does a double take and like looks up and sees his dad and goes, "No way." And the dad's like, "You gotta be fucking, that's what's up," Just salutes him. They're both crying, and like I'm just by myself, just losing it.
Yeah.
Anyway, who you guys voting for?
Dude, the ones I've been watching is like when they find an animal that's stuck or in a trap.
Oh,
and
dude.
they nurture it back to health. I try to
And
do
they
that
show
with
you
a
the
coyote.
What?
Yeah.
Just rescue a coyote?
A friend of mine.
Uh-oh.
Was driving at night in Arizona.
Was it RFK?
And
I only hit that coyote on the side of the road because I thought it was Wile E. Coyote and I was trying to do a solid for Bugs Bunny. Remember when RFK hit that fucking bear cub and then I put it in the back of my Honda Accord and then left it in the park?
He's coming after all of our guests, dude.
We should send all the autistic kids to Iraq for spring break.
Yeah.
Somebody hit a coyote. And I went there and I pet him. I was like taking care of him, but he died in my arms.
Tonight?
No, not tonight. It was a
I
couple
was
months
trying
ago.
it's a song.
Sorry about that.
It's a song.
Oh, I never told you that.
Oh, Georgie.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
He died?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I forgot to tell you that. I told her that she
Is this
left.
breaking news?
Yeah.
That's fucked up.
They took him and then they nurtured him back to health. They were able to save him.
Well, that's not the story I just heard.
Yeah. Do you know who came to get him? Gandalf. This is not a joke. I'm at the side of the road. Jessica comes and she's like, really like, like, oh my God, this something happened. She's like, a coyote jumped out of nowhere and hit my car.
How fast?
60.
No, it wasn't.
Was
I was going 30.
Let me finish. How fast was the coyote running? I don't hear about you. Yeah, you hit it.
We
hard.
don't know how.
Wait, you were going 60 in the coyote?
No, 30. I was going 30.
That's enough
How is
to
that
take
possible?
out.
The street that you're on is 50.
I was going 30, 35. Ask Gogo.
Okay,
You
she
should have
was
been pulled
going-
over for going too slow.
The insurance company knows that she was
Yeah,
going 30.
wow. Wait, and coyote like angled in front of the car, just ran right out. Couldn't see
And they
it.
jumped right in front of the car.
Damn. And here's my problem with animals that just like jump into the middle of the road. Like, what are you doing? When you see a squirrel or a homeless guy run across the street with their shopping cart, you're like, dude, was that really the moment to do that?
Yeah.
Now, I have a little bit more empathy for the homeless guy because sometimes I feel like they are walking across the street just being like, fuck it. Almost like looking. I mean, I had a homeless guy walk across the street and I slowed down. Obviously, I saw him coming. You got to be, dude, you got to be alert. You got to be up. And when you're down on your phone, dude, I don't know. Tony Robbins would probably know the answer to this, but if you hit a homeless guy and you're on your phone Googling, what was, when did, fucking,
I don't know.
no, I got this. If you're Googling, no, there's a great joke here. If you're Googling, where are the girls from Two Girls, One Cup? If you're Googling that and you hit a homeless guy, I'm venturing to assume you go to jail for a little bit, but then if they can't track down the homeless guy's whereabouts or family, like maybe it's a thing where it's like it never happened. That's probably happened. What are you guys doing for Halloween? What are you doing for Halloween? What are you doing for Halloween?
I don't know. We haven't really been celebrating Halloween the
Have
last
you ever
few
trick-or-treated?
years.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
I kind of trick or treated until too
too.
old.
Me too. Really
What
late.
about you, man?
Oh yeah, dude, all the way through college and for real. But we would just get high as fuck and dress up. And I did this play in my senior year of college and then shaved. I grew out like a pretty full beard. It grows pretty, right? You're like you too, like it goes pretty easy.
Yeah.
And so I shaved it. And I never had a mustache. So I was like, oh fuck it, I've never had this much. I'd love to see. This was my senior year, and I borrowed my buddy's Fila jumpsuit and put on some aviators and walked around campus at USC, which is, a lot of hot people, dude. It's just, people coming from OC and SD and Santa Barbara. It's just, SoCal college. This is 01 to 05, and you just got fucking everyone's out there looking like they got something. Everyone's got a venereal something, you know what I'm saying? And everyone's swapping up and but it was college, and so. And so I put on these aviators in the stash, and I'm sitting in like the common area, and buddies from my fraternity or from acting class would roll by, and I would just like scream their name and be like, Travis, and kind of look over and I go, keep on being you, man. And be like, okay, man, and nobody could tell who it was because it's transforming. If you've
Right.
never had a stash and all of a sudden you have one and you're not expecting to see someone with a stash. Also, and then I finally would reveal myself to some buds, and they're like, dude, I thought you were like some 55-year-old man that was just hanging out in the middle of campus. And Joe Montana was there that day because his daughter was visiting the school of theater. I should find the picture and send it to you. Maybe you can put it up. But I was like, what are the odds I look like this and Joe Montana's here? So I went up to him and I was like, I'm in the school of theater. He's like, are you a teacher? And I was like, Joe, I'm a student. And he was like, holy shit, how old are you? I was like, I'm 22, but I grew this out for a play. And he was like, all right, man. I was like, can I get a pic? He's like, I don't know. And then we took one anyway. But yeah, I don't know. I wish I was black. I don't know if you, every kid I think wanted to be black when they were like in middle school. Don't you think? Dude, I remember these Russian breakdancers at Kellogg Middle School. Shout out to Pavel Shapovsky, Dmitry, and I want to say, there was another one, Pavel, Dmitry, and Maxim. And we called them the Russian breakdancers because every lunch they would go into the gym and they would breakdance. We call them the Russian Mafia, that's right. They would breakdance. And I remember one time I tried to get in there, like wholeheartedly. I was like, you mind if I jump in? And they shot me down, dude. I don't know if it was, and I'm a Russian Jew, so I was like, this is fucked up. And I made some jokes, about them and their dancing and whatever not being good. And next thing you know, bell rings. I'm going back to math class. We had a substitute teacher named Mrs. Pastrang who had a lazy eye. And I'm looking for my backpack, and somebody goes, the Russian Mafia threw your backpack in the toilet.
Aww.
So I go into the bathroom, and my backpack's just sitting there, just dunked in that toilet. So I take it out. I walk into class late, because I'm trying to dry it out. I walk in. Mrs. Pastrang's up there, just fucking she's looking everywhere. And my backpack's sopping wet. And she goes, Mr. Ray, why are you late? And I go, Russian Mafia threw my backpack in the toilet. And she goes, likely story. And everybody kind of laughed, and I like, because half of the people knew, like, we know that's a real thing.
Wait, so you break dance because you wanted to join the dance?
I don't break. Again, like every kid, every kid, you thought you could do it all, man. You have a couple, you're around it a little bit. Breakdancing didn't look that tough. A few of them were pretty good, but there were some kids. The Asian breakers were unbelievable, dude. I mean, holy shit, dude. I wish we could pull some of that footage up, but like.
I feel like
I just
anything
also can't
they want to
like,
put their mind to, they could kind of do it.
Totally. I got 4 dance moves. I got fucking Backstreet's Back. I can do the fucking
Now I'm understanding why your backpack was in the toilet.
Oh, too soon, dude. Too soon. I feel like that coyote right now.
You know who
Just
breakdancers?
can't defend myself.
Bro, I never even finished that story. It was Gandalf.
Yeah, we're good. So is there anything to eat? No. Wait, so is that the only animal you've murdered?
No, that was Jessica. That was not me.
He tried to
that's right.
save him.
No, I tried to save him. But question.
That's right, that's
Are
right.
You're going to Ireland tomorrow.
Ireland tomorrow, yeah.
Are you excited about this?
I'm fired up. Never been. Dublin looks fun. We're gonna go. We made a tour at the Guinness factory, at the Jameson factory. There's a couple of mountains I think we're gonna go check out. Got a show at this cool theater.
How did you know that you could go to Ireland and sell a show there?
Tracking them as my YouTube's grown, just tracked more analytics about like where people are checking everything out, and big Dr. Phil, my presence on Kill Tony's, giving me a nice bump, and a lot of people overseas. Like we're planning a big Australia tour for the next year, and they love American comedy in a lot of these places.
Yeah,
some more than others, but I think it's who they like. It's all subjective, but then also us just going over there is a big deal. And this theater's 1,000 seats, and we're I think at about 700. So it'd be cool to get the last few hundred and go clean on it. But even if it fucking didn't sell at all, and there was a couple hundred, it'd still be great. I've done so many, like when I used to start doing spots at the Comedy Store, it'd be 1 a.m. in the original room for 6 people. And it was like, we could go back to your house and do it there if you guys want, and we just get out of here. But like, that's where you got to do those shows, dude. I mean, you're about to go do these massive theaters and have a blast, but like, you still got to do other shows. You got to, not being a stage is a stage, not being, yeah. And like, obviously I don't want to, if I'm saying yes to a friend's like fun bar show, I don't want to, are we getting attacked? What's going on?
What are you guys doing, bro?
Yeah. Is a coyote back with his family?
What are you guys doing?
There's like this fly that's been flying around.
Dude, great
There's
story,
no
dude.
shot.
What
I'm
a great
so
story,
sorry
dude. I'm
about
so
that,
glad
bro.
we stopped the pod. There's like this fly that's flying around.
I'm
Dude,
so
you know what would have been a
sorry,
better
guys.
story? There's this fly.
By the way, we're all having a meeting when we're done.
But you know what would be
this
great? We're having a meeting. Everyone's going to be there. But Mike Bench won't be there. The Coldplay CEO, he'll be there. But Trump was so pumped when the Coldplay thing happened. Took all the heat off Epstein. Oh, my God, dude. So funny. He should send him a gift basket.
Why do you think they're not releasing the footage or like the files? I want to know your take
Of
on
the
this.
Coldplay CEO and the woman fucking?
No.
Oh, because that footage I would love to see.
Wait,
Because
wait. I
the
think you're
Coldplay
talking about
CEO. The Coldplay CEO.
the guy
that
who's
got
cheating.
caught.
Yeah.
But
I'm
what I
talking
love
about the Epstein files.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know. I do know. Because he's probably all over it. It's so obvious, dude. Yeah.
Imagine.
I also just think Trump, for whatever the side of the fence you're on, he's a bad liar, dude. He's a bad liar. I think it's just too. But he's also old. My dad's 79. First of all, I wouldn't vote for my dad for anything. But maybe sixth coolest guy at the assisted living home. My dad, no joke, took 80 milligrams of THC a few weeks ago because he thought it was CBD. And I was like, how are you? And he's like, I'm fine right now, but last night I got stuck trying to take my hoodie off for 4 hours. I thought I was going to die. And I was like, send me the footage. That's hilarious.
Oh my gosh.
But he, like, even my dad, like, yeah, I don't know, being old, like, dude, you can overstay your welcome. That's a real sentiment, I believe.
We're living in a really fun time. Like it's definitely like
I mean, that's one way to look at it. Yeah.
I mean, we're on a ride, dude. It's like we're on it regardless. So
You know
try
what you
to
have
keep
to
a
do?
positive attitude about it.
1,000. I think you, at least what's helped me is like, I've spent time over like being consumed by stuff like that, and you just go, man, like you gotta control what you can control. Be kind to people. you know, of all shapes and sizes. Stand-up is a great thing for that, where it's like, I assess the person, dude. So I'm people first, task second, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, after shows, there's people, whatever side of the fence they're on, like the show, don't like the show. I don't say, well, where do you stand on this? Why, you know, it's oh cool, you know, and I mean, I have great friends that are on this side or on that side, and you just gotta, I don't know, man. It's a bummer that things like politics, religion, whatever, like do get in the way of people like looking out for each other. That really sucks.
No, I understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
I don't have a problem with people that have a different opinion. I have a problem even on my side of the fence. Like I actually talk more to my neighbors that see my perspective and say, hey, dude, we got to stop really dismantling our neighbors.
Yeah.
It's okay to have a different opinion, and it's
1000%.
okay to have like a different point of view. You have different parents, you have a different home, you have a different background.
Yeah.
I'm not expecting us to line up, but I don't like where the country got to. We're just punching down on our neighbors. Don't like that.
Yeah.
Don't like it at all. And so like how I go about, if it's politics or if it's war, or if it's economy, or if it's religion, mine is God first, neighbor second. So God's second commandment, that right before he climbs up on the cross, he says, love your neighbor as yourself. And when I'm looking at my neighbors and they're calling them some Christians and they're really dismantling their neighbors because they don't believe in the same beliefs, it's like, dude, you missed the point.
Yeah.
And that's not how we should be doing it. And once we could get the house to not be divided, then we can start building up together again.
Right.
But right now we're just so separated, and I think the social media has gotten into the way of that. I got myself a flip phone to stay away from it.
Wow.
So like I literally like am trying to unplug myself because I think too much of anything is bad. So like if we love water, you can't live without water. But if I'm staying out and just drinking water all day, I'm gonna die. I'm gonna drown.
Yeah.
So I think what I've kind of learned, it's not what's on the internet, it's the consumption of it. I don't think too much of it is a good thing. I think it's good to go back into the real world because we're confusing online with reality.
Right.
Because in reality, bro, like
So you're saying what Kim Kardashian posts on IG is not really what's going on with her?
No, hold on.
Because
Hold on.
that's one of
Wait a
my
second.
favorite accounts, dude.
Why are you
And
always
she just
spinning
went
my
to
words?
Mexico with her
Why are you
family,
always
dude.
spinning my words,
Are you
dude?
saying Dan Bilzerian is not living that life? Dude, how great is that book?
How funny is it? The book is Tony Robbins and then Dan Bilzerian, bro.
Tells me everything I need to know about a guy who can't read. You probably just... I mean, you probably thought that was Bernstein Bears Tell the Truth and The Chosen. I mean, Tony Robbins, Dan Bilzerian, and what's the top one?
Oh my God. It's
What
so
is that?
funny,
Rachel
bro.
Ray's top 10 COVID recipes? What does that say?
I don't even know.
What is it?
Steve Carter. Okay, who's Steve Carter?
Oh, Steve Carter is a cool preacher that I know.
Love that.
He's a nice guy.
Wait, Bilzerian. I saw him at the Comedy Store once. Dude, I remember Bilzerian came up. I mean, I considered him one of the... I mean, Hugh Hefner.
Yeah.
Truly lived a life.
Yeah.
Hugh Hefner, I mean, set the standard, right? For like, dude, what guys coming up fantasizing, dude, what's the idea? What's the perfect life if you could be the coolest guy? And Hugh was like, you wear a robe, you walk around with your dick out, and everybody touches it. And you're like, Jesus Christ, I guess I don't have to listen to the audiobook. And turns out it's a little bit more than that. You know, you get to 90 and you're like, suck my dick. And they're like, I'd rather kill myself. And he's like, I'll just die then. I'm paraphrasing. I don't know how it went down, but that guy was wild and crazy kids, and turns out a little bit creepy. But Bilzerian seems like he was like, yo man, I got all this money, I got all these toys. Do you want to come on my boat? To me, as wild. Okay, that also sounds pretty wild. But anytime he posted videos, I'm like, it looks like everybody wants to be there. You know?
I've been to
cool
both.
guy?
I've been to both of their parties, by the way.
Tony and Bilzerian?
No, not Tony's. I don't think Tony does charities and feeds homeless people, bro.
No, Robbins seems like a great guy to go to like a steakhouse with. You know, like you
Yeah.
go to Ruth Chris with a Tony Robbins, and I think I just would love to see that guy eat, dude, because what a mouth, dude. I mean, what a mouth. Tony, by the way, can you tell I might be a little gay for you? I mean, this guy, yeah. But Bilzerian's parties were what? Just give me sum it up in two sentences.
Okay. I went to the last Hugh Hefner party.
The last one ever?
I believe it was the Halloween one, but I remember it was one of the last ones. If it wasn't the last one.
Wait a second.
It was. Did you go to this?
In what, 20?
Oh, this is like 16, 17, like.
Yeah, like 2016, 2017.
Around there, right?
Okay, there was another one that was like, apparently, it was a Midsummer Night's Dream one, and it was the last one of those. And I got invited to it, but I was dating a girl.
What year was this?
I want to say 2012, 2011, 2013. I was dating a girl, long distance, in Seattle, LA, and I got invited by a buddy who was dating one of the gals, and I didn't go because I told her, and she was like, that's so fucked up. Why do you want to go there? And I was like, and just, long distance gets you through about a year and a half, because love, you're both so in it and committed, at least for me. And then somebody's got to compromise and move, because it's just no way to to grow and really be how you should be in a relationship. But so I just was so cognizant and so attentive to not making her feel bad. And she was just like, why would you even want to go? I go, do you remember being a kid and hearing about Disneyland? That's this. I want to see how big Goofy's tits are, and try to make jokes about it. And she's like, I don't see why you need to go there. And I was like, I don't need to. I'm not going to go I'm not going to do anything. I just want to I want to see, it's, what I'm saying? It just was created this thing. But as I kept saying it, I was just like, yeah, all right. It's a bigger deal. It's easy for me to not go and not cause you any concern or pain. So I didn't go. And I did think about going, and then my buddy was like, just come. And I was like, but then I saw there's a photographer there. I was like, dude, if a picture of me ended up, and I was nobody, but still she'd go on images and probably find it. But I still regret that, because we broke up
a week after
that night. No. Yeah. We were already broken up. I was just pussy whipped. No, but distance finally got in the way, but I was like, man, I should have just I don't, I guess, regret not making her feel bad, but go ahead. Tell me how great it was.
So I never grew up on Playboy, because
Me neither.
I wasn't old.
I know, dude. What a funny thing when people are finding Playboys. But did you at least
what is this thing?
Bro, yeah.
Just dust
turn it around, dude. Yeah.
I used to sell them at my dad's liquor store. That was the only time I ever had any relationships with him. Which, by the way, shame on you, Dad. We went to church every Sunday.
Oh, don't.
What?
And so,
dude.
so liquor
See?
stores, they sell them. So I used to sell them. I never opened them. And if I dabbled in anything like that, it would be online. I was just a younger kid.
Yeah.
So I went there just because everybody knew who what Playboy was. And I actually did shoot. They were doing, at the time when they were ending it, they were doing stuff where they were going into Hollywood. So it was Playboy Productions, but they were creating movies and shows that had nothing to do with pornography or anything like that. So that's how I had my relationship with them. I got invited into this party. It was, for a party, it was sick. If you're a young single guy, it was in front of all of LA. You see the whole city, and then every celebrity's there. All these girls are really pretty. Dan Bilzerian's party, not one dude was in there. Every room you walked in, it was oh, you went with me at that
Oh
party.
yeah, we went to a few of his Halloween parties.
She clears her throat. We went
Yeah, what happened
we went
there?
to
What
a few.
the fuck? Bro, that is
Bro, it was
Don't do
literally
that.
just me.
I don't remember, what was the question?
Yeah, Dan doesn't like guys at his party. So even if you knew him, it would be very rare. I can't even believe I got in, because I didn't even
awesome.
know him that well.
Yeah.
But to every 15 girls, there was 1.5 guy. There was, I've never seen
1.5 guy.
One
so
and a
there
half
was
guy.
a dwarf and
Yeah.
a Manute Bol's son. Yeah.
Some of them.
1.5. Wait, so because he just wanted the numbers to be
He did, if he looked around his house, he did not want to see a guy. I would actually watch dudes that were at the party. Anytime he was in a room, they would
hiding behind the fridge.
I'm not
or
joking, bro. I'm saying this.
But we'll take turns. You go in the bathroom for 15 minutes, and then I'll come out, and let's wear the same outfit though, because we want him to think that there's only one of us here. It's
They're both thing one.
But you're Filipino, Jared, and I'm white. Just stop thinking like that. Wait, so would he kick guys out if he saw?
Yeah, 100%. I watched it with my own eyes.
That's not a guy you want to be fucking tossed to the curb by either, right?
No, but it was just so funny. Every time he would walk around, he had just had so many photographers and just women. And he was just walking in a posse, and then he would just disappear in the mist of women, and then you just be.
Was it a Hugh Hefner type thing where it was there?
It was way more exclusive, I felt like, because the Hugh Hefner thing, I feel like he was old and just inviting the industry. So
But you know how Hugh had 4 or 5 or 20 or I don't know 60. he had at least 4 or 5 that were like his girls that always
Designated.
serviced
I
him.
feel like that's
He
how
had
he
that
was
too.
moved. Yeah. I feel like that.
But then there was probably just a lot of people that were there just to kick it. Maybe audition to be a part of the band.
I felt, dude, to be honest, it just felt like there was more people outside trying to get in
Yeah.
than there was like.
Of course.
I think his parties.
Herds of
I think
people.
he did it just for his status. He just kind of was like, I'm gonna throw a party, and if I throw a
How did
party,
he make his money?
I feel like that's his thing. I think he was like in the realm of like. He was good at poker and he liked partying, and I think he.
But
just
did he
makes those
inherit some
little-
cash?
Think so, but in his book, he kind of does make his money through poker.
Wow.
Yeah.
Dude.
And by the way,
that's a-
I've met both of them. Both of them were very nice to me. They weren't like D-bags.
Oh, this has nothing to do with
Yeah.
who he is as a person. I'm just curious, how do you get yachts on yachts on yachts, bazookas? You know, how do you get to hang glide everywhere? I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's literally taking.
You should read his book. The very beginning of his book, it's like his dad saying, if you release this book, it'll be the death of you. Like, he's like, you cannot confess to this stuff. Like, and like, bro,
that's
gets
a great pitch.
He like, there's times where I'm like, and I'm not just trying to pitch his book, by the way. Like, I do not think you should live like Dan Bilzerian, live like Jesus. But like, I'm reading his book and I'm just like, no way he put this in there. And then I would literally stop and text him like, dude, there's no way. And he's like, yeah, you're actually reading this. And I was like, yeah, I'm reading this. It's a turn pager.
A page turner.
Dude, I love you, George.
Thanks, man. Thanks, dude.
Never change, have a bomb ass summer. Is what I would write in your yearbook. You would write in my yearbook, dude.
I'm gonna bomb your summer.
No, I'm gonna bomb your summer. No, it'd be like bomb summer. It'd be like everything would be out of place. No, page turner, dude, awesome. Have you had a really bad slip up like that, like publicly or on stage? On stage, your brain just dials in, or what?
I'll lock into it. Like
Yeah.
it's. I've learned that finding your voice is your safe zone, and my voice is like who I am. So if I do mess up, I am who I am. So I just lean into it.
Nice, dude.
And then also, yeah, it's terrifying. But also, I grew up with popcorn. Have you ever had popcorn when you were reading as a kid?
Let the time show at 3:47. George asked me if I've had popcorn.
Not popcorn.
No,
eat.
the game.
Oh,
Like, you know, in class.
It's 3:47.
I thought you were asking me if I've had popcorn, the snack. I was like, wow, dude, you are going to have to get some more material for these live shows. So,
No, popcorn.
Ever had popcorn?
No, popcorn is like when you read, and then if you're done reading, you say popcorn, Adam, and then Adam has to read from the line that they read, and then so I would.
This was in class.
Yes.
So everyone's following along, and then okay, so it's just
So
you're jumping
Jessica
around.
goes popcorn George, then I go popcorn Adam.
Oh no, never, no.
So how it had happened is if it was me, I would popcorn Belle, and then Belle would popcorn me right away, and then I'd popcorn Adam, and then Adam would popcorn me because they knew I can't read.
Oh, so you get popcorned a lot?
Bro, I couldn't eat popcorn for a bit because I hated the word.
Are you serious?
Bro, it was so bad. Imagine being
This
bad
is
at
chapter
it.
1. This is a great chapter for your book.
Imagine.
I am who I am, or what is it called again? Your house, my house. Mi casa, su casa. You have to say, God, it's so tough to not say mi casa, Mufasa, whatever the fuck I said.
Yo.
Mi casa's Mufasa. That's what it should be called.
I like that. And also, FYI.
FII. Dude, let the record show. FYI is now FII. Dude.
For information.
For information. Dude, free information. FII?
Did you get in trouble at school or no?
Yeah, for talking too much and making jokes and being disruptive. That was
You
always.
said you played Danny Zuko, but Danny Zuko's like skinny and good looking.
Wow. Okay.
But you said that you were fat as a kid.
Yeah, I
growing
was. Up until
Until the audition. You're
seventh
like, I really wanna play
grade.
Danny
Seventh grade. Dude, a fat kid going on a diet spreads like wildfire. And my teachers, God bless them, I'm gonna put them on blast. Miss Greenland was my 6th grade teacher. There was Mrs. Price, and
Oh, Price sounds mean.
dude, mean and a big gal, dude. So I was like, you're calling me fat? But I was a kid and easy target, and it was a 6th grade party. And I gotten a few of the friends who were like truly in my corner, like that I was like, all right, at least these 2 kids will never make fun of me. Like always could kick it with. And one of them did, dude, and it like broke me. I was like, whoa. It was really sad. And I went home and I was just like, finally just like, because I didn't know I was even had a weight problem. It was my thing. So it's like, it was such a way, you know, and I wasn't teasing kids. It was just like a weird thing to even experience. You're like, why would you do that? Why would you want to make me feel bad?
Yeah.
Such a crazy thing to wrap your head around. So I'm so sensitive to that now when I, you know, with my nieces and nephews, if they tell me about things or even just seeing like fat kids at Disneyland, I'm just like, fuck, dude, I just want to pull them aside and be like, dude, fucking don't worry. I know you're probably getting it from all sides, but just keep fucking double dipping those granola bars, man. You know, I mean, definitely, you know, everything in moderation. You know, you want to see your 50s, so, you know, 2 Big Macs a month is probably the move. But I was like, I got to make a change. My mom was like, I never wanted to get in your face about losing weight because her dad, my grandpa, was really mean about it when she was a kid. And so she just didn't want to do that to me. But I was like sobbing. I'm like, I had enough. And she's like, all right, well, I'll start cooking better things and we'll get rid of the snacks. And I was an active kid. So I dropped like 40 pounds ASAP, dude.
Wow.
Pre-Zempic. It was just salads and pasta and then playing outside for 9 hours, you know?
Yeah.
So I dropped it. But 6th grade party, you know, there's pizza and cookies and everything. And I'm like dipping celery sticks. And I remember one of the teachers, Miss Greenland, goes, Ray, no pizza, huh? In front of like all the other parents. And I'm like, nope, yeah, just trying to, you know, just don't really feel like eating pizza today. But there's brownies right there. Just being like, you fat piece of shit. You can't smell the chocolate chips. And I'm just like, no, just feeling like more carrots today. Just trying to like deflect.
Yeah.
And
dude, teachers are stupid.
Bro,
wild,
like,
dude.
what
Yeah.
is that?
And I didn't invite her to my bar mitzvah. That's how I got back. Because I was like,
Good for you,
I remember she came up to me too. She was like, I noticed most of the 6th grade class is going to your bar mitzvah. And being like, yeah, just fucking, guess we lost your invite in the mail. You fucking. I wish I had enough balls to fucking flex on her like that. But yeah, so then 7th grade slimmed down, and then Dan Zuko was 10th grade. So at that point, I was, you know, just managed everything a little bit better.
Run me through that. Like, what did that feel like? Like, you just got into high school. You're feeling healthier.
Yeah.
You went through a journey, bro. Oh, you're going through that type of journey that, dude, I'm going through that journey right now where I'm like, man, I really want to lose weight.
You look good.
I want to lose weight.
You've
like,
always been like this shape,
COVID
right?
really, I gained like 40 something pounds.
Everybody
bro.
did.
Like,
How'd you get rid of it?
I'm still getting rid of it.
Yeah.
It's tough. And it's a mental tough battle too. Like, so like you dealt with that at a young age.
Is that why you got the beard?
Yeah.
Fuck. But your face looks. So you've always looked like this to me.
Because we met when I was already heavier.
You were?
Yeah. You want to see a picture of me before I met you?
No, I'm all right. Is there? Yeah, of course. I loved it. That's what we call an anytime bit. I've got about 4 or 5 anytime bits. There's that one, or here, start telling a story.
Yeah.
Here, I'll tell me about you working at your dad's liquor shop.
When I was younger, I really, really, really liked being like my dad.
Does the story get better? It's fun. It's fun. Try it out.
Your go-to?
Try it out. You know what? No, I won't try it
You
out.
don't have it?
I just wanted to show you one that makes sense. All right, this is what I look like.
Dude, I like this version better, if I'm being honest.
Dude, everybody says that.
That's
why I'm not
Backstreet's
running-
back, all right. That's
I'm
also.
not running back to look like this.
I mean, if
I
I'm being
look
honest,
good,
though,
bro.
that's a Banana Republic model. But so,
Bro,
but
look-
this is
look at me
Gap
playing the
Kids,
piano,
you know.
bro. Look at this. Look at this kid
Look
playing.
at that
the
hairline, dude.
Look at that.
Playing piano.
Look at that.
That is not you.
That is me, bro.
But you know what, dude? Different chapters.
Right? This one is
That,
just. This
dude,
is the,
I can't wait to read that chapter of the book. This is my. Sorry, dude, that's so fucked up. I'm like doing a dyslexic impression. Me, myself. What is your book gonna be called again? Your Place or My Place? Right? Your futon, my pillow. Dude, that's not you, dude.
I know.
That was you. That's not you.
Not anymore.
This is you.
I
That
like
guy's not
this.
funny. I don't want to go see that guy's live podcast. You know why? Because his dad's probably in the parking lot trying to sell me a rug. Right? I went to school with that guy. You know who that guy was? Steve Bruchim.
Steve
Steve Bruchim, bro. Steve Bruchim, shout out, dude. Steve and Dave Bruchim. Steve Bruchim, dude, used to do this thing where he could say words backwards. Persian kid I went to SC with, sweet guy. Are you no? What are you?
Assyrian.
Assyrian. Let's go.
Imagine how confident I'd be if I was Persian, though.
Really?
Persian people are confident.
Break that
bro.
down for me. They really are.
They're
Assyrian.
extremely confident.
I think I know an Assyrian. There's a guy named Jawad that used to cut my hair. I think he was Assyrian. Is that
Jawad?
an Assyrian name? Jawad?
No.
Okay.
Could be. He could be Assyrian. We weren't going to judge him.
What's the difference between Persian and Assyrian? Many
people.
probably different people.
Different people altogether. Well, Assyrians were like in Babylon stage. We were the language
From Syria.
No, those are Syrians.
Iraq,
We're
right?
Assyrian.
Iraq. Okay, Assyrian.
Yeah. My whole life, bro, it's just been like, who are you? We're like ancient people.
Sorry if I was forward with asking, but I'm very
we're
curious.
Literally, if you watch The Passion of the Christ, which I believe you probably didn't.
I did. I don't remember it though.
But anyways, what Jesus spoke was Aramaic. That's our language.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
You know, I don't remember it. Very high.
You did not watch it. Huh?
Yeah, I did. I watched that high, and dude, it was a wild movie marathon. We were at some cabin for the 4th, and it was like somebody put that on. I think I also came in about 30 minutes in, but I was like, I get it, you know. And
We
I
read the Old
didn't.
Testament.
I didn't got it. Yeah, and I just it was too much. It was too. It was. I
Yeah,
got
man.
locked in, but then it was just so heavy and like.
Yeah, dude, it's called The Passion of Christ.
Yeah,
It's
I know.
about his crucifixion.
Well, somebody said we're gonna watch D3 Mighty Ducks, and I was like, that's my speed. And then I walk in, and it's Jim Caviezel, right? No, Mel Gibson.
Mel Gibson.
He played Jesus.
Yeah, Jim Caviezel played Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I walked in, I was like, where's Gordon Bombay, and where's the quack, quack, quack? This is the opposite of that. Those are two completely different films.
Was that the cartoon that we watched that they also fought crime?
No,
Darkwing
they
Duck.
didn't have a Mighty Ducks cartoon, but he's talking about the actual movie.
Talk about the actual movie.
Have you ever watched the cartoon Mighty Ducks?
Nah.
All right, guys, that's it for today.
Whoa.
How do you even
I'm
watch
much more
Mighty
of a
Ducks?
Rescue Rangers guy.
What's a Rescue Rangers?
Oh, that was a great one.
Dude, don't
Dragon Ball Z?
make me hit my first Assyrian.
What's it about?
Dragon Ball Z, Rescue Rangers, Chip and Dale.
The Chipmunks?
How old are you again?
The Chipmunks are Chip and Dale.
93.
Okay. I was born in
93. What are you, 83?
82.
82.
Yeah.
So we're just missing boats.
Just missing, dude. But we could be brothers,
yeah.
right? If I grew my beard out, I bet we could look actually pretty. I
Yeah,
used to
you could.
get, when I came back, my dad lived in the Marshall Islands for a little bit on Midway Island, and I came back, I got super tan in high school, and I was bagging groceries at Albertsons. And my hair was super long, and I wore like a bandana because I thought it was cool. Like, you're going through phases. You get the soul patch, you try the bandana, and you're just doing everything to look like a G.I. Joe. And so I'm testing around my head, and an old woman, I'm taking her groceries to the car, and she's like, "What part of Cuba are you from?" I was like, "Bitch, I'm from Lake Forest Park." She's like, "Well, you look Cuban." And I was like, "All right, well, you look like you're going to take this car to your car by yourself." And no, she was really sweet. But when I was tan, I looked like that. And when I had a full beard, I don't think I want to say I got Persian, but I got Middle Eastern.
Oh.
Yeah. I did a lot of those Tehran Middle Eastern shows at the Laugh Factory because when I did have like thicker facial hair, like,
You just fit in.
yeah,
Does he still do those shows?
I don't know.
Yeah.
You know Tehran, right?
He actually wears a robe all around.
All around.
He's like the Hugh Hef of the comics.
Bro, what a power move. What would be your thing if you had to have one look, like the way Mr. Rogers has the cardigan, the way Tehran has the robe, the way
I think I would rock a suit.
you would?
Yeah, I think I would.
You probably you clean up nice, yeah?
I tried to.
What kind of suit? What color?
It's like black.
No need to bring race into this, but
Black and white with a nice...
It's the only color he likes to wear.
it's a black suit.
Yeah, yeah.
It
I
is the
like to wear black.
sharpest.
Yeah. When
But
I first met him, his closet was literally all black shirts, all black jeans. Like not a single color in his closet. But not in a gothic way. Just like that's just what
Yeah,
he
I'm like,
wore.
Looks good.
exact
Yeah, I think when I
opposite of
first
a
met you, it was
gothic.
all black.
Yeah.
And also, it's clean, it's easy. Dude, again, I'm dressed like a softball coach that hits the kids. So, like, I'm no beacon of fashion. And sometimes just, like, easy, right? You know what you like.
Yeah, I don't like to think about what I want to wear.
1,000%.
Do you have somebody dress you
That's a-
now?
No. If I'm at that level, I mean, that would be nice. But it's like with a car, too. Like, my car's fine. I'm not ever probably going to, if I have the money to spend on something crazy, I just want, to each his own. But like, to me, that's not where I want to put. I'd rather, my problem is like blowing money on like experience. Like, when I went home to throw out a first pitch for the Mariners a few months ago, got a suite for like my family and friends, right?
Yeah.
That's where I like to blow the money on is, but I
Memories.
do like to, I do like to buy clothes, but I don't, no, this is fine, right?
I'm the worst with that, bro.
No, it's-
Me and you are very like-minded. I'm not very... I don't like to buy to hype myself. I like to buy to experience things. So
Yeah.
like when you said I don't want like a nicer car or like nicer clothes, but I would rather spend that money flying everybody out, putting them in a nice place. It makes you a generous man. You're not concerned about yourself. You're concerned about others.
Yeah, I try to be. It's also, you know, yeah. But then not to say that like I won't, you know, buy a nice pair of headphones for myself. But like, also I travel so much, dude. That like, to me is like the biggest. I tried to like, I lost a pair of headphones, and I was like, fuck, dude. And it was like, nice pair of Bose, and I was like, fuck, I can't. And I just got them, and I like left them on the plane, and I was like, so bummed about it. And I was like, I can't justify. I shouldn't do that. So I bought like some cheapy, you know, little earbud ones to kind of, I guess, punish myself. And I lost those ASAP because they fucking fell out. They didn't even fit my ear. And so then I was just like, what am I? But I travel so much. That's such a big part of the plane experience for me. I'm always listening.
When you travel, are you doing bus or planes?
Oh, planes, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, bus level, dude. I mean, we bought a house, but bus level's crazy, dude. You gotta have George Janko money.
Oh, I thought that bus would be like more like harder on you. It's like you're always in a bus.
I would only do the bus for the experience, like, but planes.
I want that experience.
I mean, dude, yeah, dude, I've done a few bus tours with comics, and sleeping in that little coffin panini is like and I can't. I'm always just laying there waiting for the bus to roll into a ditch, which is a sad way to sleep.
Yeah.
Just sitting there waiting, being like, how quickly. And sometimes I feel like hit a speed bump, and I'll like, you know, almost like I'm in a bobsled in Cool Runnings trying to practice the turns. I'm like, how quickly could I fall out onto the ground and run? And I was on a tour bus. I'm not gonna say whose tour it was or who the driver was, but bro fell asleep, and it was crazy. Oh yeah, and we knew it too. And we went up there, and we were like, it was crazy.
Well, thank God you guys were able to know that he did. So he went.
Well, you gotta know.
You
quick.
just know because, the bus just swerved in a way, and then also he screamed, "Sorry, I fell asleep!" And we were like, well, "That was a wild thing to admit." No, no, he didn't say that.
Okay.
So stupid. You imagine? Oh, sorry, I'm awake now.
My bad.
Dude, how did you feel going back to sleep after that? Like, and by the way, do they not? Is there not
I
more than?
What do you mean, go back to sleep? No,
How do
bro,
you
I was
trust?
up. Yeah, that. Dude, can you imagine just being like, "It's all good, man. It's all good." Probably won't happen again. No way, dude. I was up.
All of them are just right
I
next
think
to
I
him.
walked to Phoenix after that. I was like, I ain't getting on this bus again. Dude, how do you guys deal with the Phoenix heat?
I like it.
She likes it. I was worried that she wasn't gonna like it. The first year we moved back, I looked at her and I said, "Did I make a mistake?"
Why?
It's so hot.
You guys seem so happy together. Oh.
No.
Oh, yeah. Is there... Yeah, it is so
It's
hot.
hot, bro.
Mm-hmm.
I was there when it was 123 in late 90s, and I was like, this is insane. But pretty nice for most of the time. Also, wouldn't you
Yeah,
rather
summertime
be...
is hot. The rest of the year is beautiful.
But wouldn't you rather be in the heat than like the cold? Right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
When I get in the pool, I want to be warm. And when I get out, I don't want to be shivering. You know what I mean? Like
Totally.
I like the bath water temperature for a pool.
Really?
Yeah.
I want it to be refreshing.
Yeah, it should be a little biting, I think. If it's
No.
that hot, if it's 90, you want the pool to be 95.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. What? Are you kidding?
I jumped in the pool.
no
I'm like,
judgment.
"Oh, this is not even refreshing."
The bathwater temperature is nice, but only, yeah. Wait, so then how do you guys deal with like the temperatures at night, sleeping wise? Is it a constant?
No.
Who
we're
runs
both
hot
that.
when you're both down in?
We're both like we have like blankets, but also if she gets cold, she'll just wear other blankets as well.
You have blankets?
Yeah.
That's what's up, dude. That's what's up, dude.
I've worn a beanie to bed before, but
Whoa, yeah. Oh, no,
I
I know.
have, yeah.
My wife.
My
That wasn't
ears
because
get
of
cold.
me.
That wasn't because of you.
You
No,
put me on
no.
blast.
But like,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
just
Deal with it.
if
Put
I
a
get
beanie on.
No, of
George
course
wouldn't
not.
stop smelling my head, so I had to cover it up. Well, that's how I fall asleep. Some people count sheep. Some people Joe Biden it. Yeah, the temp. Man, we start my
Dyslexia.
dude, you're rubbing off on me, man. My wife runs cold, so it's like it's blanket city, dude, and she's the mayor. I mean, it's like 19 blankets, and I sleep on top or like underneath, and I get cold during the night. But the pups are on the bed, And so sometimes I'm just sleeping like a question mark because I'm trying to I don't want to
me
move
too.
them.
Me too.
You gotta
Not
just
me,
move
bro.
them though, man.
I
Yeah.
kick anything. Wife, dog, anything. Move out of my way, bro.
Stamp this 405 George, animal and wife abuser. Kick it. Yeah, can you imagine? Sometimes you have to though, dude. Get out of my way, dude. That's
No, I just blame it like I was sleeping. They're like, bro, you roundhouse me. Like, you were
you roundhouse kicked me. It was 2 PM. You weren't even trying to get sleep. I was asleep.
were
You
in
kicked
the
me in the
kitchen.
head. Yeah, you were in the kitchen.
But do you ever wake up and I wake up and I realize that I've been overcompensating for this dog the entire night.
1000%.
And then I get pissed off and I'm like, move. You know what I mean? Like, why was I doing
1000%.
that? But hey, I saw online
Yeah.
that before.
Great transition. I'm joking. Mine have been dog shit.
Yeah, what are you going to do? You know, what are you going to do?
But this is what, but dude, people want this. People don't want smooth edits and they want
No.
real.
They want it raw.
homies. They want it raw, dude. Take the
Yeah.
condom off. Go
I'm
ahead.
glad you liked it. But I saw that before your first break, you were doing the Universal Studio tours.
Oh yeah.
Can you tell us about that?
Wait, what?
Yeah.
He was the guy that was like
You were
take you
the guy?
through and tell you about the
So
spots.
on the tram, there's the backlot tour that drives you through
Yeah.
all the sets and everything. Yeah. So I went with a buddy of mine in college. It was his dream to do that because Jaws is his favorite movie, and you got the Jaws popping out of the water part. So I went with him, just moral support. And then I was like, yeah. And so I auditioned with him. He didn't get it. I did. And then that became my summer job from
So you
2003.
stole his dream.
1000%.
I
And
love how you just try to coast by this like it
yeah.
was no big.
It
I was
was-
there for moral support, but I just stole everything.
By the way,
dreamt
he
about.
would have been a phenomenal. He's one of the most charismatic people. I mean, it's wild that he didn't get it. And so then I did that for about 3 years, and it was awesome. I mean, I would make up a lot of facts. Like you get a lot of stalls. So you have the videos you can play. I do a lot of bits. I was just starting stand up, so I'd work out some stand up bits. And
That's great.
But the Jaws part, I just had graduated acting school, so I get to the Jaws part, and most people would be like, oh, and we're in the water. We're coming up on what was the lake called? It was right next to Wisteria Lane where the Desperate Housewives lived, but it was,
friend would
Amity
remember.
Island was where, Murder, She Wrote with Angela Lansbury was filmed. Do you guys remember Angela Lansbury? Remember Angela Lansbury? You made the teapot, you give all the bullshit spiel. And then be like, oh, well, there's our friend, George is out there in the water, or Scuba Steve, and then Scuba Steve would be there, and all of a sudden he would lower, and then red water would pop up, and they'd go, oh no, oh Steve, Steve looks like he's in trouble. Oh Steve, get out of there. Oh boy, well I guess, I hope he's okay. And then all of a sudden here comes the shark, and then Jaws pops up right next to you, and they go, oh my goodness, and just like not really. And I'm like fresh out of acting school, so I'm like, this is an opportunity for me to flex my acting chops.
Yeah.
I'm going to make a child cry, and I did. And so this is probably day 3 of the tour, and I'm like, guys, I want to give it a shout out to my man, Scuba Steve over there, keeping the waters of Amity Island safe. Steve, what up, man? Steve, what up? Dude, he's doing out there. Steve, actually, dude, a fun fact about Steve, just figured out how to play pickleball and has never had yogurt. This guy, I hate to announce that, but Steve, you know what you are. You know what you are, Steve? Steve. Oh, no, pull up, dude, pull up. Turn the tram off. Steve. Steve. Dude, I'm sorry. Steve. No! Fuck! What the fuck? Steve! Oh, God! No! Oh, fuck! Why? There's so much blood! God! Garfield was filmed right over here in this house, right over here.
You made Tommy believe it, bro. He got so scared.
Tommy, come here, Tommy. Come here, Tommy. Come here, bud. Come here. Oh, shit. And, sorry. And,
Did you ever get in trouble?
yeah, I was getting evaluated on that tram. So literally I got off and my boss was like, hey, so made a kid cry. Not good. And, so cute, by the way. And,
so funny.
And yeah, and, but I was just having fun. So I toned it down a notch, but, so did that for about 4 years and then did Wolverine, when I graduated college to like do, just tour, and then Wolverine, because it paid more. The tour was like $8.20 an hour, and to be a face character, it was like $23 an hour. So I was like, oh, wait. And I didn't want to wait tables. It was really fun to go to the theme park, and people were in such a good mood, dude. And you're a part of people's vacays and memory, and it was just a fun place to be around, And then I hosted the Fear Factor live show for a couple years, and then ended on being like this New York cop. I was just a random New York cop from like the 1940s, and that was fun because I wasn't from anything, so I could just bullshit with people, and nightstick and big mustache, and hey, what's going on? And some old woman would be walking, so I was like, blow my whistle and go, slow down, sweetheart, you're going too fast, and she'd be like, oh, that's funny because I'm going slow, theme park bits, and but it was really fun, and yeah, some of the best. But I was there as a means to an end. There's some people that were there for just forever, and like when they took Disney bought Marvel and they took the Marvel characters out of the park. And, I was doing Wolverine, and there was a guy that was Spider-Man who would show up to work when he wasn't working in full Spider-Man apparel. And it was like, we get it, dude. We know you're the guy, but he'd wear,
He was
all, and he loved comics. He was just fucking, it was a grown man in a little boy's body. And he, and I remember when the comics, when Disney bought Marvel, he was so sad. He was like, did you hear what happened? Disney bought Marvel, dude. We're gone. We're finished, dude. Spider-Man's going to Disney. I was like, well, dude, now you can go back to law school, get that fucking law degree you're trying to get. He's like, do you not understand, dude? Do you understand how fucking serious this is? Spider-Man is gone. I was like, he's going to Disney. You can go down and work there. I can't just go and work there. I've been shooting my webs here. I mean, it was wild, dude. And I guess it was, to me, I was like, but you don't want to, you want to be here for a bit and then try to make something of yourself. But everybody there was in entertainment in some regard, which was kind of cool,
Yeah.
Did you ever do background work?
Yeah.
I think that was
four times. And then my buddy, thankfully, was assistant directing from college, a movie that I did. And I was able to get 3 vouchers and get my SAG card. Because I was like, I want to, I barely had the money to to pay the dues, but I was like, fuck it. I want to start being eligible for real shit, And so, I just did 3 days of background on that. I done 2 or 3 before that. Bro, that's why that Ricky Gervais show called Extras is so funny.
It's so real.
I talked to a guy that had probably done 50 films and was just like holding court during lunch and being like, I showed up and he was just like, new guy, huh? And I was like, yeah, first background job. He's like, I can tell. Matthew Broderick, one thing I've learned, so I was in Notting Hill. I was like, who were you? Background. But Julia Roberts, she once told me this thing. Well, she said, get out of my way. I'm trying to get to the snacks. But it was the way she said it that made me go, movies can change lives. And you're like, okay, are you drunk? Maybe, But he just was like a lifer. And he just was like, he had so many stories of and interactions and Diane Keaton, huge bitch. And you're like, oh yeah, what happened? Well, so you ever see the movie Something's Gotta Give? So I'm in that. Oh, who'd you play? Yeah, he's in the background. But it just was always in every movie, but never in it. And it was like, oh man, I mean that, just a human character.
The background work was possibly my favorite experience.
Oh yeah.
It was, I was new to the LA, so I'm watching all these people do like real stuff. And when I watched Ricky's show on it, I was like, oh, this is literally exactly how they are in the TV show.
Oh yeah, dude. But it's necessary. And it's like some of these people do, I mean, fuck, dude, it was a grind. And then there were people there that had been doing it for a few years, or I met one kid that had been doing it for 4 or 5 months, and he was just like, he's like, this is what I got. Like, I'm getting valuable experience. And then but there's probably, I would love to hear, and I think the people that are out here grinding would benefit from hearing of like, I don't know. That's why it's so easy to get caught up in. I didn't realize how, tough, stand-up really was until I saw like Seinfeld's Comedian documentary, where it was like, oh, he's just like we are. He's obviously super famous, but like he's doing all the things that I have to do right now, because you just put people up on a pedestal and you go, oh, he's Seinfeld. He was probably always that funny, and he did it for a few years, and then they gave him his own show. And it's like, no, dude, there's, especially with stand-up and performing, there's no replacement for the reps. That's why it's such a great profession and so just, because it's like there's no shortcuts. There's no can I do this? What if I do this for 2 years straight? Cool, and do it for 20 more after that, and then you'll probably. And there's no end line for this, right? It's like, dude, you're going to go on this tour and have all the success and have a fun show, and then and then look back and go, oh, next time we should do this, or we should do, like, that's the fun of it, right? Is like just trying shit. And just what I would tell you too is like for your first one, like, and doing a live show, like, just if you think of something and it sounds fun, fucking do it, dude. And try to, you want to be your best and like give the best show. Like, don't just do the same shit that you always do. And people are coming out to like see a big show, like fill the space too, is what I would say. That's why when these fill shows, I was, always trying to have big elements and big whatever, and not just be sitting in chairs talking. And that's fine if that's what they're used to, right? And again, like, but why not give them something extra? Like, and whether it's you, I'm not saying you got to break the bank and bring out all this pyro and shit, but just find other ways to like think outside the box and be your creative person. So it's like, think of stuff they wouldn't be expecting and like make the show a true, like, show that they walk away going like, fuck, dude, that was way cooler than I expected and different than anything I've seen, right? What a cool opportunity you have. They're going to be coming out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you for that advice, bro. Before we land the plane,
I'll send you a Venmo. Go ahead.
What's a dream that you want to accomplish in the next 5 years?
I want my own show. I came out here to obviously do that, and I'm partnering with somebody right now that makes a lot of shows, and so we're gonna shoot a sketch show hybrid pilot with some of my characters. It'd be awesome if I'd love to make like one season of that at least, minimum. But that's what I came out here wanting to do. Obviously, movies and all that. I want to. The end goal is like I want to get to a point to where like Sandler's at, where it's like you got all these funny buddies, you've got value and power and cachet, and can literally be like, Rob Schneider wrote Deuce Bigalow, Sandler gave it to Sandler, and he was like, yeah, let's make that. Fucking Joe Dirt, like it's. What a cool thing. And I know so many funny people that just need a fucking opportunity. That's all it is, And I'd love to be in a position to corral all them into something like that.
I think you're going to do it.
And thanks, brother. And I just love that collaborative, stand-up is super fun, but it's such a solo adventure, That's why the Phil thing was so fun, because it was so collaborative, and it was like, it's coming all through my brain and whatever. And I'm, running everything and making all the choices here and there. But like, it's a full total team effort, and that's way more fun. That's more rewarding and just more exciting, at least to me. Some people like to just be the ones to decide everything, but so that's what I want. And an Oreo McFlurry machine in my closet. Just walk in and just like walk in half asleep in the middle of the night with a cup and just go.
It's out of order. You're like,
out of order. And that's how I know I'm not Dan Bilzerian. Because Dan Bilzerian's McFlurry machine is always, say it with me, filled to the top.
Anything you want to sell them on tickets or books or movies or?
Pick up George's. You can pre-order it right now. Me is who I am at barnesandnoble.org. AdamRayComedy.com for all my tickets. There's a big club tour that finishes out this fall, and then theater tour will be announced in a couple weeks. We have one last Dr. Phil Live at the Wiltern, December 16th. That'll go on sale, I think, in a couple weeks. And podcast about last night. Dr. Phil Lives are all on YouTube. New one drops every Thursday, youtube.com/AdamRayComedy. My mom's OnlyFans is mamaray.com/ Big titties. I think that's it.
Well, thanks for watching, guys.
Whoa, is that how you end it? Yikes.
Thank you for coming on.
Thank you so much.
I love you. I love
appreciate
you
it.
guys.